reputation on it. Roy's just been voted onto the player policy board, so we don't. And of course, Patrick had the bunker incident. But as professionals, all of what we've seen is correct. But as professionals, I know I have never seen another player. If it's plugged, we go, hey, come and have a look at this, and you've got an extra pair of eyeballs on, you pick the ball up like that and go, and if there's mud on it, you go, yeah, good mate, and that's it, over and done with. So the fact that, and if it's in doubt, if they say, not so sure, you put it back down and say, I'll get a ruling. So that for us was the very strange part, that he's picked the ball out, moved it over there, and then he's messing around prodding the grass. That for us is what's caused the grey area. Let's call it the grey area.
Let's bring in 91 Open champion Ian Baker-Finch, and your take on this.
I have to agree totally, Jim, with what Nick just said there, that as a player, there's no way I would have touched that ball, moved it, placed it somewhere else, and then called for an official. You ask the player, fellow competitor that's there with you, hey, come and have a look at this, please. I think it's broken the surface. If I'm virtually certain, I'll pick it out, show them the mud, put it back in and say, I'm going to take a drop. There's no way I would take that out, fiddle around with the hole for a couple of seconds or 20 seconds, put the ball over there, and then call for an official. If you do what Rory McIlroy did, who has an impeccable reputation, unfortunately for Patrick, he does not. He has a questionable reputation with the rules. If you believe that it is plugged, you say, guys, it's plugged, look at the mud on the ball, take the drop. So Patrick went through all of the rigmarole. The rule basically is correct. They did all of the right things, but it's because of that questionable intent, perhaps, that we're going through this process now.
Thank you, Ian. And Frank, now to you, as you watched it yesterday, you could just tell you felt there was something shady going on. You didn't like the look of it at first glance.
You're right, Jim. We're all arguing optics. That's the big thing. The rules, when they've been loosened up, have actually benefited the players even more. As Ken Tackett's already described, Rory, he just went ahead and said, hey, guys, it's embedded, and off you go. And if Patrick had probably done the same thing, we wouldn't have questioned it. But we did see the bounce, and he did call for a ruling. And to Ian and Nick's point, you would normally go and put a tee, pick the ball up, look at it and put it back. And in the spirit of farmers insurance, it's a little bit like an accident scene. If there's a problem, a grey area, just leave everything alone and then let the rules official determine. If that had happened, not only would it be a free drop, but he would have got off scot-free. It didn't happen that way.
Well, I want to bring in Dottie because you're out there walking around. You can speak to the conditions, what they were yesterday, what it was like out there, and what did you think?
Well, Jim, I keep going back, looking at this situation and going back to the principles of the rules of golf. And what do they say? They would say we play the golf course as we find it, and we play the ball as it lies. The world can get spinning really quickly when you can't do that. Maybe when you need help to get the ball back into play. You need to use every resource you have at your disposal, including a rules official, before you ever touch a golf ball. Mark it. If there's a question, call immediately. It's hard. You have to slow things down, because in this situation, it's not just about you, the player. It's not just about you and your opponent if it's a match play. It's about you and every other competitor in this field.